you put out a statement or post to say that people kept going, oh, you're ready to do a full Ironman. And you said something where you're like, your body has to be ready to be able to endure the full Ironman.
Yeah.
So just for those that also, like me, not too educated, what do you mean that you will rather wait to be a certain age or for your body to be able to do the full Ironman? Why is it not smart to do it at 18 or 19 years old?
I think the biggest thing, Jace, that like people don't get is that like health should always be your first priority. And too often people become so performance driven that they actually like neglect their health. I know that sounds like weird, but sometimes people might starve themselves to try and lose weight, and they might overtrain, so they try and do too many hours, and obviously that causes you to break down your body. You become very like mentally fatigued, and for me, like, it's all about timing and it's all about natural progression, and as an athlete, your body actually only really is at its full endurance capabilities like between the ages of, I'd say, 30 and 38 years old. So very often you have guys come into the sport and they're like 22, and they're like, oh my gosh, Ironman, like, I want to do it. They throw everything in and they start training for this massive event, and they got no idea what it actually takes to prepare for the event. And then they train themselves to an absolute pulp. They overtrain, they rock up on race day, they're mentally fatigued, and then they don't have a good race. So then their experience with the race is negative. And very often you'll find that those kinds of athletes come in and leave the sport quite quickly. So for myself, it's all about longevity. And, when I started, like, I want to be able to do this sport until the age of like 60, 70 years old, if possible, if my body allows for that. Because I enjoy the lifestyle, and so for me, my goal was I needed to do 10 half Ironmans, or I needed to be over the age of 26 before I did my first full. And when I was 25, I'd already done more than 10 half Ironmans. So I was like, do I feel like I'm ready to take on the full, not physically necessarily, but also mentally, because it's not the race that's hard, it's the training that's hard. Preparing for the event is hard. And that's where all the sacrifice comes in. And trust me, it's hectic. Like, you sacrifice a lot.
So that the reason for waiting is not more for the physicality, because your muscle, your body is not ready for the endurance? Is it more experience and the mental?
I would say both. I would say both, definitely both. Physically, if you prepare your body for an Ironman, and you know what you're getting into, and you do the amount of training that is required for you to be prepared for the day, then you will be fine. And you can actually do that then at age 23 or age 24, no problem. But you've got to be willing to commit.
You were 27 by the time you did your first, or how old you?
Yeah, I think I was 20. I think I actually turned 27 the day of Ironman.
Oh, hectic. Okay.
Yeah. I turned 27 the day of Ironman.
So you had done quite a bit of prep and halves leading up.
Yeah, I done 17 half Ironmans. And I mean, a half Ironman is also quite a big event in terms of, duration and volume. And I had really prepared well for my first Ironman, so I put in the work. I was mentally and physically ready to race. And that was it. I'm a really big believer in preparation. And I believe that if you prepare for something, there's no reason why you can't, do it successfully.